with your favorite player partners, man. Gemini's. Trav, what's happening?
Just cooling, dog. You was a little hesitant on that one right there. You ain't know what to say, boy. You supposed
Yeah,
to
I didn't know
came
what's
on
going.
in with
I mean,
that
I was supposed to
thing.
come on
You
in, man,
feel
because I was
me?
trying to get myself together.
It's all
This thing
good.
always stop counting when I'm trying to get together. It'd be like a last minute thing. I can't.
Like you trying to fire up over there. That would look like.
Yeah, man. I got a little something roll for the show, man. A little something roll for the show. You know how that shit go. Get some people time to go ahead and mosey on in, man, as we go live, like we always do around this time.
On a good Sunday.
On a good Sunday. What you drinking over there?
Coffee. You know, a little coffee, man. You know what I'm saying? Get my day started. Get me. All
right, I got a little rum. I ain't fucking with the Deuce.
Ain't ate nothing yet, so I ain't really.
Oh man, you ain't no breakfast.
I ain't drinking. I ain't no breakfast.
No
breakfast. This is my breakfast for real. The coffee, and I got something else too. You know what I'm saying? A little they go with the coffee.
A little something to go.
I drink coffee in the morning. I drink tea at night.
Hey, that's not well. I mean, as long as you don't get your teeth stained and shit like that. See, that's the only thing I was scared always to drink coffee, because everybody I know that's habitual coffee drinkers, they have severe stains on their teeth.
On their teeth right there at the front.
Yeah.
Especially.
Yeah. How does that come? Like, why does that have to come there? Like when you drinking coffee, are you just letting it hit your teeth? Or
yeah, and they probably don't go to the dentist no. So you know, because the dentist can scrub that shit off. You know what I'm saying? When you get your clean, they scrub all that off, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Get it all scrubbed off.
Yeah, I'm due for a teeth cleaning and some other shit. So you know, I don't even want. Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. You know, but yeah, I mean, it is pollen season down here in Atlanta. You know, and you know, like I said, I know I brought to you off air. I was like, yo, man, it seemed like, you know, the trees is blooming a little bit later, you know, because it's March already. You know what I'm saying? Like we about to be at April 1st, and I still got dead trees in my yard.
Yeah. It's still, you know, spring just hit, man. So, you know, you got to give it a little time, man. I say probably around April. No, matter of fact, no, because it's about to be April 1st. Maybe niggas scratching their head. They said around April, nigga, that's next week.
Shit.
But maybe around May, you know what I'm saying? You'll start seeing something. You know, around here where I'm at, it's pollen. It's bad. The parking lot is yellow. So fertilization is in full effect around here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's going down, dog. So
yeah.
You know,
and you know what?
Is it bad in your neighborhood?
No, man, it ain't really too bad yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I do see, you know, yellow dust on the car and stuff like that. But no, my shit ain't got ejaculated on yet. If that's what you want to know,
right?
But speaking of someone who feel like they ain't got their fair shake, right? Mr. T.I. Tip. You know, we always like to start with something local, man, especially when we talking on the DeadBolt ATL. You know, we is out of ATL. So we got to bring up my man Clifford Harris. He feels with his show Expeditiously that this show was not a profitable revenue stream for him. And he has a few words that he wanted to say on No Jumper about his particular experience podcast. So we're going to take a listen to what he had to say.
It came with it. I ain't never get no money. How you see other motherfuckers like Charlamagne and you and Joe Rogan and Gillian Wallow, I ain't never get that. It was just a bunch of motherfucking appointments. But I had great conversation and I met great people. And I feel like I enjoyed that part of it. I enjoyed it while I was doing it. But when I get the call, like, what, man? Ain't no money in that.
That's really what settled me into it.
I didn't like part. Nah, I ain't like it.
Really?
I liked it for a week or two or three. But then when it became a job, like when motherfucker, hey, gotta read these ads, Hey, gotta be here at this time. Hey, you gotta, man, I never received the spoils that came with it. I ain't never get no money. How you see other motherfuckers like Charlamagne and you and Joe Rogan.
Yeah, my bad on that. I think it started over, you know what I'm saying? But they got the way they got it cut. But I don't know, T.I. You know, maybe you ain't staying long enough, but as the public knows, well, a lot of people probably don't know, T.I., you got cut a check up front for doing your show. So, of course, you won't see what everybody else is seeing. The people over at Podcast One, they will see all of that revenue coming from your show. So maybe that's where you went wrong at, dog. You know, maybe you ain't, you know, maybe you felt like they shortchanged you once you really found out and saw how people were moving, like No Jumper or $1 million worth of game, because them boys get money out here.
Yeah. I think that T.I. definitely did not make what he wanted to make doing his show. And the one thing about their show, man, and a lot of these entertainers have done it, and especially since the Big C came in, right? That a lot of these dudes have now brought themselves over to YouTube, over to the space where we eat and talk shit and swallow spit at, right? And they're doing all celebrities for the most part had a show. So I felt like T.I.'s, based on watching a few of his episodes and stuff like that. I mean, he did have on people like Alex Jones, which I felt was dope, among others. And he also said that he got a lot of great conversation, and I think that's really what it's about, like with us. I think podcasting and YouTubing, man, you have to love it. You know what I'm saying? And when you love it, it's just it's going to be like second nature. You know what I'm saying? And then when it ends up blowing, then you know what I'm saying, you can reap the rewards. I think with T.I., out of all the people that's doing the podcasting, right? Like, yeah, you could say Fat Joe was a star. Obviously he was, but I think the biggest star of them all was T.I. Because remember, also Wayne had a little podcast he was doing. I know he stopped doing that too. Like Wayne doesn't do that or whatever the case may be. Because
I think Wayne probably still do that. That only comes on Apple. That's an Apple exclusive. They do have some shit on going.
Yeah, so he probably does do sit down interviews and stuff.
That's kind of like Nicki Minaj, Queen Radio. A lot of people were talking about it when it first started, but now people don't talk about it as much because a lot of those folks, they're not Apple Music subscribers. So you won't even get that if you don't subscribe to Apple Music.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. What I'm saying is, though, I think Wayne, he might spot and do an interview here and there, but it's not consistent. You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely not. Yeah,
it's not consistent. And I think a lot of those dudes don't fall in love with it because that's not their first love. Like they were superstars, man. They used to rock in clubs, selling platinum albums. It's different with Gilly. Gilly was always trying to get in the industry. We remember Gilly from Major Figures, right? We remember Gilly as Wayne's hype dude for a minute in the ghostwriter of some of Wayne's tracks.
He penned some of that.
That's what I'm saying. So that's where we know Gilly from, right? But he never was a superstar, right? Now he's a star in the podcasting lane. You know what I'm saying? Nori sold a platinum record, had a couple platinum singles, but he was a 90s artist. So Nori, in a sense, needs Drinks Champs. Like he needs it. Like most modern day people know Nori from Drink Champs. Even he says that. Like a lot of people don't know Nori as the what, especially the new generation. They probably know now because he said it and episode upon episode, right? But when he got reintroduced, it was more so, okay, this is Drink Champs, and they need that. Gilly needs $1 million worth of game. The same with Big Facts and Scream. Like they need, Big Bank and Scream. They need Big Facts. Like who's checking for Bank without Big Facts? Who's checking for Scream without Big Facts? Who's checking for Gilly?
Look, DJ Scream still do a mixtape for a nigga.
He'll do a mixtape, but you get what I'm saying though. Like on a national scale, like their podcasting is stretching further than their music ever.
Now let me say this before you continue. It sounds like you're really trying to chump them off, like nigga, y'all ain't got nothing else going on. Y'all can't do nothing else, so you need this lane. Which
what I'm saying is,
let me finish. I don't see anything wrong with them needing this lane. You know what I'm saying? I think it's an awesome field to be in, for real. Especially if you like to talk. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yourself. I think it's dope.
Right, but I'm not saying it in that content though, right? And I'm not trying to chump the homies off because they paving the way on the mainstream scale. But what I'm saying is,
they stepped on our toe. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they needed this to become relevant in the way that they are to create other opportunities, because I'm pretty sure they got other endeavors, but it's coming off this bag though that they're making off the podcast and making off their deals with media. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I said. They needed this. Wayne and T.I can just live off their catalogs and be straight and still do tours and stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. Was anybody gonna check for major figures? My nigga Gilly, and shout out to my homie Dutch, who introduced me to Kim and got the whole DeadBolt brand popping. So I feel like Dutch from Major Figures, just to give y'all a history of the game. You know, sometimes we got to give y'all history on the brand. Dutch is the one who introduced the homie to Kim, and Kim shouting out the brand, and the rest is history, right? So nobody would know. Dutch and Gilly they can't go do a Major Figure tour. You feel me? But Gilly can go do $1 million worth of game tour.
I don't even know who that is.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, it's one of those situations to where there's no shot at that. And then let's talk about Big Bank. Like, yeah, Big Bank had Alley Boy at one point in time, right? He was, Trouble was signed to him, but none of these dudes were superstars. Big Bank has gotten further by doing big facts than he ever did in the industry, right? And he's always gonna get love in Atlanta. Like, he's a boss in Atlanta. Niggas fuck with Bank in Atlanta. I'm talking about nationwide. Like Scream, it's the same thing. Scream is in the South, but these niggas got niggas watching them now from everywhere because people tuning into podcasting. So, I just think it's a different type of time with them than it is with T.I. Like, and I don't think he never really loved it. I just think he just liked to talk a little bit, and
obviously he don't like to do that because he just said that that's some interview style type shit, and he ain't like it. You know what I'm saying? He just went with it, man. Maybe if it paid a few million every month or two, he'll continue it. But now he's into comedy.
But you know what, though? It's a lot of brothers is like that. That, like I said, we talk about that got one foot in. Like I said, Wayne. What about my homie David Banner? Shout out to David Banner. I went to his event down in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And then I go to his page. He ain't posted damn near since then.
Nothing.
You feel me? So this is what I'm saying. So this has to be your love. Even though you can sit down and you can be interviewed, are you the one that likes to give the interview or come on the forum like how me and you do and debate different topics and stuff like that?
Hey, look, a nigga can't say, especially a person like David Banner, you can't say you don't have access to the tools you need to do this. Bro, you David Banner. Plus you got some millions. You ain't no broke. You're not broke, bro.
No.
You easily go buy a microphone. You already got this shit around the house, probably.
No, he already has the whole setup though. Like they have their episodes, they have their shows.
Do you remember the name of the show?
It's the David Banner Podcast. So this is what I'm saying. It's like he has his show, he has his logo, everything. They got their crew. He's just not consistent. He posts every now and then. It's not a consistency to it. So that's why it's not nothing major for him. Like I said, I personally attended the event and, I thought they had big things going on. And then I looked, I'm like, yeah, that's just something I don't know, but it just didn't look too appealing. But like I said, I know my homie has a lot of other stuff going on. So shout out to Banner.
From what I'm saying, man, it looked like he ain't had an episode since.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like
November 23rd,
bro. That's basically around when we went to the event. It was like 2021, end of 2020, something of that nature. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
He hasn't posted anything on the David Banner Podcast Instagram in 32 weeks. So yeah, he ain't doing nothing with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just a lot of these entertainers are starting up podcasts and stuff. The real successful ones, like I said, Fat Joe, shout out to Fat Joe and Remy Ma. They pretty much about to take over Wendy Williams' platform, which is going to be, that's $1 billion platform in itself.
No, they already, Sherry Shepherd has been named the new host of the Wendy Williams show.
Oh, okay. So Fat Joe and Remy ain't, okay.
They were just guest hosts, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, they've been guest hosting on there. I just thought that they would be an easy transit. They're going to end up getting their own show, though. They're going to end up getting their own show for sure. But I think, I think what people don't like about the entertainers is also you ain't going to get 100% real from an entertainer. Like, I think a lot of things that we can talk about and independent media can talk about, niggas in the industry really can't get into all the way, or they'll keep it real broad, and that's fine. So I think everybody has their own place.
Where are we going wrong then, bro? I just went to David Banner website. He got this Black Fist logo. He's selling his hoodies for $90. What are we doing wrong, bro? I think we need to up our price on our hoodies. To 100 or something. At least we active. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Facts.
What we got going on today, though, man?
Oh man, well, I mean, I hate to get into fear porn because this is not what this is, right? We just really want to kick off this show and we want to get into some real stuff on this Sunday because I don't want this to get lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people and a lot of y'all got short attention spans, might only listen to the first 10, 15 minutes. Hell. So we want to go ahead and get this out here and let's talk about what our president, commander in chief that you niggas elected, by the way, had to say in reference to what's going on when it comes to our food and, what we're digesting on a day-to-day basis. He is warning of food shortages. Now, people like me, I've been in the know for a minute, and I've talked about, the ongoing and upcoming shortages. Now, I know we had tissue shortages; niggas couldn't wipe their ass. I know we had Lysol shortages; niggas couldn't, all that. But this has nothing. This is going to be on a different type of time, and I know a lot of people said, well, I'm just going to get some extra meat. Or I'm just going to get some, I'm going to stack up my refrigerator. But see, you don't understand a long spread out food shortage, right? Or a situation to where there might not be food on the shelves. Like you actually go to the store and there's nothing there to eat. Like, I really don't think people understand the severity of that.
You know what's crazy about that, Donnie? Every time I go grocery shopping, there is always something that I want that is not there.
Facts. It's slowly disappearing, bro.
Always, man.
It's slowly disappearing.
So I don't understand. Why can't I buy frozen biscuits? I want frozen biscuits.
Yeah, you know what?
I ain't been able to get none of them biscuits in forever. I ain't finna bake the biscuit myself, so I'd rather buy frozen than canned.
Yeah, I haven't had a frozen biscuit in a second, but yeah, this is a situation, man. That I think, man, we need to kind of take serious because now that he's warning of this, right? I think, man, it's not about fear, too. A lot of people say, it's you're provoking fear and stuff. No, it's like they're preparing, right? They have big ass seed vaults in Norway, and they're harnessing gas and all these natural resources. So why shouldn't I do that? Like, I think people get caught up in you shouldn't be living your life in fear. No, I'm gonna prepare though. I'm gonna make sure that me and mine got it. I'm not about to just sit back when the president of the United States is telling you to prepare.
Facts.
So, it's like, what do you want? Like, I feel like people wait until the last minute. Like, do you really want to go to the store and not see any beans, rice, meat, or anything on the shelf? But Trav, man, I want to ask you though, bro, like what do you feel like people, especially in the urban communities, right, who stay in urban centers, who don't have the capabilities or refuse? I'm not even gonna say that don't have the capabilities, but refuse to grow their own food. What do you think these people need to do or start preparing for? You dig what I'm saying?
People that refuse to learn how to grow their own food.
Yeah, because I mean,
I think what's going to happen is it's probably going to get, if it really gets to the point where you can't find food, people are just going to have to learn, or you're going to have to steal from people that have food, or you're going to die of starvation. What you going to do? It's all about survival.
Right. And this is what I was trying to say by saying that. I think a lot of people are not taking it serious though, because the overall census of when you look on IG and you look on just around the world, people are partying. COVID is lifting. People are coming off their masks. Traveling is back open, but yet and still, we're this close to a World War III scenario. And now you have your president and leader talking about food shortage. I just don't think people understand the real implications of that because we've always got our food from the grocery store, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Always.
Like always. Like
our generation and generation before us.
Yeah. Right. And you know, it's real, it's different, Trav. Now let me give you a scenario, right? Now, a lot of people actually, like you said, we all go to the grocery store for the most part. Like, what happens when you have to, because it's different for like beans, rice, grain. Yeah, you can plant that type of stuff, your vegetables, whatever. But what happens when the minute where you want meat and you have to skin your own chicken or hunt your own deer? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happens when we get in a scenario like that? Because all our resources come off of trucks, right? With the fuel prices and everything being off the chain, farmers are being paid to burn their crops and stuff like that, like have letters sent to from the government talking about burn all your crops and all that. Bill Gates now owns 90% of America's farmland. I mean, what do we make of this, Trav?
I mean, well, first of all, let me say what I feel about when it comes to people having to hunt for meat and skin deers and things like that. I believe that people that already do that, which there are millions of people that are very capable of doing that right now, they stock gonna go up, bro. They're gonna be rich as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
So you going to them. So
I mean, you think about the butcher. Anybody that owns a butchery or whatever, I don't know if it's called a butchery, you know what I'm saying? But
I think you're about right. Yeah, butcher shop. Yeah.
I mean, they
get paid.
They're gonna be
getting paid, boy. Like they're gonna be the new.
Fact.
I mean, like I think it's gonna be even deeper than that, though.
What cut of meat you want, Donnie? I got the meat. I got the cut for 100, and I got the cut for 10,000. Which one?
Because
you know what I'm saying.
I'm gonna tell you something. You absolutely right. Because I'm gonna tell you, especially out where I'm at, right? I'm out where I see live chickens, cows, and everything else, right? So as long as you can have a grill with fire, right? You can always get some meat out here because there's farmers out where I'm at.
Hey, Donnie, look, I'm at work Friday, and white boys in there talking about roadkill, bro. Talking about fresh deers that just been killed, and they like, man, I got to get out and check. I gotta check the deer out, make sure see how good this meat is. You know what I'm saying? So that's
and then like you said, it's crazy, but in a sense, like you said, they're gonna be the ones that's gonna survive. What like I couldn't imagine having to cut and do my own meat, man.
But you got
like taking the head off. I mean, no, I'm saying, bro, I'm domesticated.
Let me ask you something. Have you ever been fishing?
Yes, I've been fishing.
So that'll be your means of protein right there. Especially if you don't have if you know how to fish already, that probably
I haven't been fishing in a minute.
You know what I think
been fishing in a minute.
I think we need to do, Donnie? I think we need to set aside a couple of weekends out the month and go fishing.
I would love to.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like that's
something we learn. We can pass it down. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, yeah, we're gonna talk about that off air because I think that's something that we need to do. Because obviously, we ain't finna go out here and skin no deers. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you. Shout out to my nigga Bryant and the Hawkins family, man. They used to take us camping back when we were kids, and I used to do camping trips for like a week out in the wilderness. I'm talking about, we didn't fish, know how to make fires, but all this stuff is back, 30 years ago. I mean, did I have the experience of that? Yes. Have I even went out and shot at deer? We didn't kill it, but yeah, we've shot at deers.
You did a little hunting or something.
Yeah, I done did a little hunting, but you're right. These are things that are not instilled to the point where I'm passing them along to my children. Right. But this is majority of the urban centers. Majority of the urban centers are not trained for a real world scenario. Just a real world scenario.
But let's just keep it at the basic. They're not trained to hunt. Fact. They're not trained survivalist skills, especially kids that are brought up here in the inner city. Now you go somewhere like where I'm from, they have the space and the area to learn how to hunt because they can go to the country.
You
know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, you're absolutely right.
Stuff like that. So the city child, it might be harder for them to survive.
Right, the city child or the child has just been totally domesticated because you could be in Decatur or Lithonia your whole life, right, and not get privileged to none of this type of stuff. But you're not technically in the city.
Out there where you at though, but they learning how to hunt.
Yeah, they learning how to hunt. That's what I'm saying. They knowing how to hunt, but think about it though. I'm in a subdivision. So I'm not naturally from the area. The ones that are naturally from the area have the front properties that are not in subdivisions, right? They're the ones, the original ones, when you roll down the street and they have the front houses that are not in the subdivisions. Them are the ones that have the cows, chickens, know how to hunt. You're right. But people like me, I'm still domesticated within the country because even with our surroundings, like our surroundings are subdivision surroundings.
Let me ask you something. When the last time you learned how to do something new?
Man, well, I would say, editing and stuff like that.
Okay,
but that will probably
it's gonna be the same way. When it comes time to do it, you're gonna learn how to do it.
Yeah, I still think it's gonna be. I know what you're saying at the root chakra of it.
The mind evolves, though. That's how people evolve. You know what I'm saying? You should never ever get to a point though where you're not learning new things as you continue to grow and live.
Facts. So what I'm saying is, it's not really about that part. What I'm saying is, that's still something. That's like, I feel like killing and skinning your own meat and doing the whole process that you need to do is like working in a morgue. It's like an acquired taste. But everybody can't do it. Everybody can't do it.
I agree with you on that. That's why that person that do that is going to be the rich person.
Right. But how many
people? Millions of people that hunt, bro. And skin meat is millions. We already got a direct connection to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we already all right. If you ain't connected directly to nobody, which you probably are, I am. We are, as far as that, nigga, for generations and generations. We already connected to people that do this type of shit because they like to do it. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, when it comes down to it, they'll be the ones that become the millionaires.
I'm gonna tell you, even living in the woods where I'm at right now, right? I don't see deer like that. So we got to also put that in mind too. Like it's a scare. Like we are the most obese country in the world, right? So
that's because everything is in abundance. That's
exactly
why.
So we're so used to the gluttoncy of food, right? Eating our 10 and 15 piece chicken wings with fries and blue cheese, our seafood baskets, our lobster tails, our steaks and mashed potatoes. Like we're so used to the large consumption. What happens when meat is rationed out to where meat is just like a rarity? They're already telling you to prepare for that. To get ready for that. People are already finding glue and plastic and by abundance in meat and in the lettuce. Like it's crazy that when you get fruit, majority of your fruit doesn't have seeds. but I just feel like, just to get back on track, just a little.
That's not necessarily bad though, dog.
That to me is bad.
You know what I'm saying? To me, it doesn't mean. See, that doesn't mean that the fruit is fake. That means the fertilization process was just skipped. So the fruit wasn't fertilized, so it can't produce seeds. So it's just so to eat. But they do have fruit that is fertilized, so they can keep making that fruit that isn't fertilized. You feel what I'm saying? It's a process. Some things are strange though, but yeah, it's a process.
I mean, but like you said though, you just said it yourself. Like, look how much we eat, right? So it's like, I mean, like, come on, like, can we just be honest? In one day at Chick-fil-A, if they were using real chicken, how many chickens you think they run through? Just be honest, please. At the most busiest Chick-fil-A in Atlanta, on the most busiest day.
But chicken breast, for real.
I mean, it's a chicken. It's a chicken.
But that's the only part of the chicken they serve. Okay. So
it's chicken breast. How many titties they running through?
But got probably 1 million titties for real.
The busiest Chick-fil-A in Atlanta on the busiest day.
Man, ain't no telling, man. Because that's some of that chicken might be fake.
Exactly. It's just no way. Because like you said, now that you think about it, right? How much chicken like they runs through, like from the chicken breast to the nuggets, right? To the little tenders, the grilled chicken. Like how many chickens are they eating? Then let's go over to another popular chicken place, American Deli in Atlanta.
Wow. So I just Googled how many chickens are there in the world. And as of February 11th, there were 25.9 billion chickens living in the world. I'm just trying to do some math here, man, because chicken be sold like a motherfucker every day. That's probably why I was a chicken wing shortage. Like, is that enough chickens to supply the world with chicken?
Man, that's a lot of chicken, man. Look how much chicken get the bird flu too. So out of that many chickens, how many chickens are good enough to eat? And then, like you said, with it being over what, like 9 billion people or 7 billion people in the world, somewhere around that nature, like everybody almost eats chicken.
Some chicken breasts ain't chicken breasts. That's some shit like bologna probably that been squished together.
Hey, every you know what's so crazy? It feel like to me that every month or so, one of these restaurants get outed for something irregular that shouldn't be in their food. Like, and that's the thing about it. Like, I feel like we haven't eaten real meat in years. Like, I really personally feel that way. So I think when Biden says things like that, right? I think instead of us getting scared or panicking, I think we just need to start preparing our bodies now. Like, start preparing our bodies to start going without the meats and stuff of that nature. Because I think when it hits people, it's going to be like a culture shock. Like, come on, man. Like, you got to think, like, we're so spoiled over here. It's beyond belief. Like, to be honest with you, it's like if you have money, you can eat steak and shrimp all day and get your toes up if that's what you want to do.
Why do you think people want to get to the U.S. so bad?
Facts. Like, I see now. I just really understand that because
it's a country where you can actually do anything you want to do.
Just anything. Eat whenever you want to eat. Eat whenever you want to eat. And it's in a way that is sad, but I think people really need to understand what's about to come, because he's talking about food, but he's also talking about, you know, maybe a power shortage, because, you know, Russia has these EMPs and shit like that, you know, these hypersonic missiles that can knock out our power. So they're telling you to kind of get prepared. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't personally think it's going to be Russia that does this. I feel like all this stuff is an inside job anyway, right? So I feel like it's going to be our own government doing most of this stuff to us. But they're going to use what they've always used. They need a boogeyman. Like, we needed a Bin Laden, we need a Saddam, we need a Putin. You know, it is what it is. But I think it's really nothing you can do but try to prepare yourself. But when the president gets on TV and tell you about a food shortage, you niggas better start cutting down on them wings, my nigga. I promise you.
I think the world actually is actually moving towards eating healthier anyway. Like, before you know it, man, it might be 100 years from now, but it ain't gonna be nobody eating meat, man. It'll fuck around to be illegal to eat meat.
You know what I'm gonna tell you? I think it's gonna be a lot sooner than that, and I think we can relate a lot of.
I think it'll be a lot sooner than that too. I agree with you on that.
I also think we can relate a lot of our cancers and everything to the meat. Yeah. A lot of that stuff comes from meat, man. Like you said, meat ain't never did us good.
I mean, you think about it like this. Everything takes time. As you see, as time moves on, people now are working out more, eating healthier more. Back in the day, a lot of people didn't have the knowledge, the means to do the research and find out what was going on.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you, in a cynical sense, man, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you, and maybe we'll get revealed this one day. But it don't feel natural eating something that's alive anyway. They can, like, you know, because a chicken is just like a dog, nigga.
So I'm gonna fix what you. I'm gonna help you on what you just said. Okay. So it doesn't feel natural to eat flesh because plants are alive. That's what we're supposed to be eating. Plants and fruit. That shit is living. So we're supposed to be putting something that's living and breathing into our body. You know what I'm saying? Other than dead meat.
Yeah, photon energy from the sun.
That's what's weird about
photon energy, nuts, berries, plants. Yeah,
we're supposed to be eating the living, not the dead.
Facts.
Damn, that almost seem like we need to. Is that why animals like fresh raw kills? Because it actually what it is too. Animals like a fresh kill because the body still has oxygen and shit going through it and in the blood.
Right.
So it's still kind of like living. You know what I'm saying?
Like we're eating.
But we can't eat that though. We got to cook it.
Yeah. We got to cook it.
What if we're supposed to eat our meat raw though, fresh?
I mean, a lot of white people do that.
We're not animals.
If anybody white in the comments, man, y'all let me know. Do y'all like y'all food medium well,
like a rare steak,
or like rare steak, or do you like it well done? Like I like my meat well done. I can't see no pink in mine.
I do too. Well, when I was eating steaks, I don't eat steak no more. I had got to medium well, which is not rare. It's still well, but it's just medium. So ain't no pink, but it ain't well done though. So it's still a little juicy. I mean, good steak, man. You know what I'm saying? But I don't eat steak no more, y'all. I will take that salmon or that tuna.
Yeah. That sound about about
or that
right.
chicken breast.
That definitely sound about right, man. But yeah, other than that, man, we just advise that y'all do take this serious. Definitely prepare. Y'all know they got something up their sleeve, so y'all just make sure y'all prepare, man. Keep y'all families well insulated, man, because it's about to be a cold, hot winter. I mean, a cold, hot summer. What the hell? What we got, Trav, man? What's up? What's up next, man? What we got up on the Slater?
We got the situation with Vanessa Bryant, man. Rest in peace, Kobe, man. Vanessa Bryant reconciles Nike partnership, announces Kobe and GG shoes. How you feel about that, Donnie?
I feel like it's a disgrace to Kobe. Kobe was parting ways with Nike and did not see eye to eyes with Nike. And for you to make that decision to go back to Nike without Kobe's wishes, I don't think that was a good move. You know, I don't think that was a real good move. You know, we all know Kobe was on the outs with Nike, and you know, for her to reconcile that, I don't think that's something that she should have did.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up the reason why Kobe left Nike. I don't really know much about that story.
I don't think he officially left Nike.
He wasn't happy with Nike's marketing and promotion commitment to the Kobe line. So he just wasn't happy with him.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
Yeah, wasn't happy with him. And but you know what? I'm a firm believer in this though, right? If somebody was not happy, right, or felt a certain type of way, or felt that, oh, this might be, you know, my husband might not like this, I don't think you should have did it. You know, I don't think you should have did it because it's all about the money, right?
Of course, it's all about the money. They probably offered her that bag.
Yeah, facts.
You know, even though she already got it, but you know, I mean, I don't know, man. You know, that's a strange situation. Now that Kobe is dead, I can't even really say she's disrespecting her dead husband because, from what we know, it's just Kobe wasn't happy with the marketing and promoting. No news said that he actually had real beef with Nike or they were doing it wrong. So yeah, I don't really know, man, about the situation. You know, I hope she made the best decision for herself and her family though, moving forward.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I mean, you got to get the bag and secure that. I mean, for your legacy and everything like that. But Kobe, I mean, if you own the rights, you his wife, so you own the rights to everything that he got going on. Like Kobe gonna sell, so you straight.
But
you ain't gotta make peace with his enemies.
So let me ask you this, Donnie. So Kobe left Nike to pursue his own shoe brand, which was the Mambas.
Mm-hmm.
You think that would have did well? Or do you think it would have did well based on how the shoe looked?
Think about it like this. Nike, it's just like the Shaqs, right? That's like answering your question about why Shaq went to Walmart, right? Even though Shaq's shoes are in Walmart, Shaq probably making more than damn near almost as much as Jordan's. You feel what I'm saying? Because he cutting out the middleman too. You got to think, like, you know what I'm saying? You're cutting out Nike. So the Mambas, you know, I think just because of Kobe, right? And Kobe being who he is. Like, for instance, I got the Kobe high school jersey, the Nike one, right? I got it right before he passed away. Like right before he passed away. I only paid like $40 for it. Passes away, that jersey is now worth like $1,000. The Nike one. You know what I'm saying? Like they got all the other fake ones and stuff. I got the little real stitching Nike joint. They had that boy on sale. Like, let me get this. You know, like it was like right before he died. And I hated that I didn't buy multiple ones of that. You know what I'm saying? But I won't wear it now because I'm like, okay, I'm about to get this put into a trophy. I mean, I'm gonna get it framed. and you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna put it on my wall, and I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna see if it build value from there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then pass it on down to my children or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, like you said, at the end of the day, she's entitled to do what she wants to do. It's her brand, you know, it's her, you know, it's their family legacy. But I'm conflicted.
Hey, I got a question for you, Donnie. I don't know if we actually talked about this last week or the week before last. I really can't remember, but how do you feel about not being able to go in shoe stores and finding Nike products anymore?
Well, Nike, I think right now is his focus, because now, if you notice, you know, they have their own Nike stores now. You know what I'm saying? Like before, it was like, okay, Nike really wasn't prevalent as far as being a store in the city. You have to go to the outlet. Now, you know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
You can go to the city and go right to the Nike store. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, they tried to work something out with Foot Locker. Foot Locker didn't want to give up the bag. And, you know, it was like, man, listen, we might as well disinvest all this into our own retail stores and stuff like that, which I think a lot of brands should do. You know, I mean, it can put a lot of the other brands like Foot Action, Foot Locker, Champs, you know, these brands that actually Finish Line, you know, these brands that specifically rely on those shoes. But think about it like this though: sites like the GOAT, Flight Club, you know, and the various other sneaker sites that are selling all the exclusives. That's what people are really wearing nowadays.
Facts. That's true.
You feel
That's
what I'm saying?
true.
And with all the bots, right? Because Nike releases all these shoes. But what happens is the bots buy up all the shoes. And then once they buy up all the shoes, when we go to the Nike site, right? Because you can't outdo a bot. So once we go to the Nike site, that's why we don't see nothing. You know, we like, man, shit, I don't like nothing on here. There's a lot of old man kicks. But that's why. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then you go to these other sites, they didn't put their little tax on it. You know, and that's what the game has been like.
I mean, you know, Foot Locker made a lot of money off of Jordan releases, man. Because you had a Jordan release or a Nike Dunk release every Saturday, man. They are about to lose all of that money, man. Nike said, nah, we're gonna cut y'all out. We don't need y'all middleman. Because you know, now we can go straight to the sneaker app. You know, that's Nike's own app with all of their releases.
Yeah, but that's what I'm telling you. Like me having somebody that's in management in Nike, you know, I can get like Nikes and stuff like that on the management discount, etc. I try to go get the dunks and do all that type of stuff to no prevail. And that's how it was explained to me. Like the bots from all these different sites that I just told you about are snatching up all the shoes before you even get a chance to get them. So therefore, when you go to the Nike site, that's why it's always sold out. So yeah, you're right. You'll see them, but 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get the exclusive shoe. You're going to have to go to one of the other sites. You know what I'm saying? And they even have a problem getting the shoes like that. And they've complained to management about, you know, the other sites and stuff like that having all this exclusive access due to their bots, that they got them buying the shoes. And they like, ain't really nothing they can do, or they probably don't care because they're getting sold, you know? They getting sold. That's Nike's, that's their bottom line. But I challenge anybody to ever go into a Nike store or go to the Nike app. You will never find a pair of dunks.
You know what's crazy though? The Nike
Yeah.
store don't really be having them joints you want for real.
Because they sell out. Like nobody's
Right.
gonna leave an exclusive dunk on the shelf long enough for me and you to get there. Because first off, we're not on it like that. Like you had to be on it back in even in our day when we used to have to go get Jordans and stuff before the internet. Like you had to be on it. Now you got to be like a well-oiled machine.
You do.
You got to be like these sneaker sites, like the Hollywoods and like all these different dudes that we see that's online selling shoes. You just got to be on that type of time. Like other than that, you just going to pay that price. You just got to pay that ticket.
Yeah,
you know,
pay that ticket, bro.
that $200 ticket that you would have got off the Nike site is going to be $300 at GOAT. You know what I'm saying? $275.
Yeah, I just opened up the sneakers app But they got some sauce on there, bitch. I ain't even know. You know what I'm saying?
Which one? On Nike?
The sneakers, they sneakers app. This is an app called Sneakers. That's where they got all their releases and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? All the upcoming Nikes, and that's where you buy them from. You can get notified. Yo, it's all good. I ain't part of that that hype beast, all that sneaker shit though, man. I'm actually I really been buying boots and casual shoes, man. I'm trying to change. I got too many sneakers, man, that I feel like I got sneakers I ain't gonna never wear. I just bought them shits. You know what I'm saying? So nigga be investing too much money in that shit, man. I got a couple pair of shoes. Y'all, I might mess around and make a Poshmark store.
Hey, speaking of shoes, man, what happened with shout out to the dude, man, he tried, right? But the dude gets knocked with 250,000 worth of Yeezys found in a stolen U-Haul. Like, and the guy got arrested. Now, first off, I don't know how did you get yammed? Like why would you have them in well, the U-Haul wasn't stolen, but how did they catch you with all these Yeezys coming off the truck? Like, who was your connect to get all these Yeezys?
I'm wondering what made them even open up the truck to even know that was Yeezys. What made them go in one of the boxes? Somebody told on Buddy.
Yeah.
Man, these shit were going straight to the discount mall. I don't know. Were they real Yeezys?
Oh no, them real Yeezys.
They real Yeezys.
Yeah. You gotta think them was going to the stores. That was a shipment. That was a shipment that got hit. You know what I'm saying?
I see that. Somebody hit. It was a stolen vehicle. This is interesting. Do you like Yeezys, Donnie?
I never owned a pair, man. I just ain't with the hype train. Now, if somebody wants to gift Donnie Peoplez a pair of Yeezys, I will wear them, and I will tell you that. But I'm not pressed to go out and spend the bread for the Yeezys. I ain't gonna hold you.
I feel you, man.
If I'm gonna spend bread for Yeezys, I'm gonna go ahead and just spend it on some dunks or something like that. You know, that's just me.
Yeah, ain't my thing either.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you with another thing that's been tripping me out, man. And you know, a lot of people are not talking about this. Like, I guess we're about to talk about it. But what's up with R. Kelly singing? You know, I guess a inmate had him sing to his daughter or niece for her birthday or something like that. What's the situation with this? Like, what is up with R. Kelly? Just wanting to deal with children. I'm so confused.
Oh no, man. We got some. I think we got a little bit of audio from there, don't we, Donnie?
Yeah, I think we got some audio.
Let's see what's going on, man.
I think we got a little bit of audio when it comes.
I wanted to ask you something. Can you sing a song for me?
Which one?
Love Letter. Did you get my call?
Did you get my call?
Oh!
Love letter. When you read my love letter.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Is that really R. Kelly or this cap? What do you think, Donnie? You think that's cap? That's really R. Kelly.
That's definitely.
That was definitely Kels, huh?
That's definitely Kels, man. And
Love Letter.
And I don't know what to make of this, man. Like, it could have just been a genuine thing. You know, you locked up with R. Kelly, and you know what I'm saying. You behind the walls, and you have a daughter or somebody you care about that's on the outskirts, and you want somebody to sing some passionate. You know, just something. Who better? I mean, like, who's gonna out sing R. Kelly in the joint? I'm confused.
Nobody.
Right. So it's kind of like
that's a grown woman though. They ain't like that's no child he's singing to.
No, it was a child on there.
So you saying that's a child in the video?
Yeah, it was adult too, but I'm saying there's a child there too. Yeah, it was to the child. So yeah, it's you know.
I mean, that's a moment. Yeah, R. Kelly serving time for a RICO charge where he's trafficking women. Yeah, that's a little crazy. Yeah, I'm right here with him. What song you wanted to sing?
Yeah, I mean, shit. To me, it's smart because R. Kelly, you want to keep people off your ass. like if you gotta sing in the joint, then that's just what you gotta do.
That's just what you gotta do, huh?
That's what you just gotta do because you're in general population, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So if you're in general population, you don't want to have like any issues. So if somebody, Big Bub wants you to sing to his niece, or
you better sing to his niece.
You better sing, nigga. Sing.
You singing another kind of way, Kelly.
You gonna have you sing another type of way. Kelly,
that, but we don't know what Kelly like for real. He might like that type of shit.
Man, Kelly just need to make it home. That's what he need to do. Kelly just need to make it home, and I think he'll be okay. But another person, man, I want to talk about, man. Let's get my man pulled up, man. It's my dude AB, Antonio Brown. Like, what is up with this guy? At the end of the day, this guy is losing his marbles to me.
Is he?
I mean, I get what him and Kanye and them is trying to be on. They trying to control the narrative. Like that's their whole little thing that they trying to do. Along with Floyd, all them, and I get it. You want to control the narrative. You want to control the situation and put out what you want people to know. But I just feel like, okay, how can anybody take you serious if you're being a rapper? If you're being a rapper, like, you're supposed to stick with being an athlete for right now. I feel, even though I feel like, man, hip hop is so based on this type shit. Like this was hip hop based off of, right? And this is just what it's based off of. I mean, I'm just not feeling,
Look,
just the
bro.
boot.
What's with these boots, man?
Like, dog, I have no clue. I don't know. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm starting to think it's something subliminal, man.
I gotta bring that up a little bigger for people, man. Y'all see these boots, man?
No, facts. Niggas know, man. That's what he wears. Like, so I'm starting to think this is something subliminal. I understand that, is it that you're trying to tell us it's a flood coming or something like that? Because the boots are waterproof, by the way. They're waterproof. They're waterproof. So are you trying to tell us that something's coming, a flood is coming or something? Is that what you guys are trying to tell us subliminally to get ready for rain, to get our feet wet? Because I don't understand. But it's Floyd. A lot of them dudes are starting to wear them boots now, bro.
Floyd too. Floyd got the boots on too.
Man, ain't got the boots on too, bro. Like he has pictures with the boots too. It's just I don't know what this signifies. Like, is this something that brings y'all together as gang? I have no clue. But somebody needs to ask Antonio and Yeezy what's up with the boots. We have to stop analyzing these damn celebrities so fucking much that we can't ask them questions that I know a million people want to know. Why are you niggas down in Miami riding jet skis with fucking water boots on? Like, why are you guys walking around in tropical places with hot ass black boots on? Like, I don't care, like, that the fact that you don't want to fit in. There's a lot of other ways to not fit in.
Bro, that's
know what I'm saying?
This shit Floyd got on.
Yeah, facts. This is what I'm saying. So when you see stuff like this is what you have to, you have to question, like, what is the narrative? What's the motive behind what are you guys doing? I really like to know.
Yeah, I agree with you, Donnie.
So let me ask you, do you think Antonio Brown can be a rapper? A successful one? I mean, anybody can rap. Let's take that back. Because he has the Pit Through the Palace. He has a couple of songs, right?
What do they sound like though, Donnie? I haven't heard.
I mean, the Pit Through the Palace, I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. It sounds like any other repetitive shit that you would hear out here, just on some braggadocious type, whatever. It sounds the same. Like, it's the same type of tone. So
what you're saying is Antonio Brown gives you a Deion Sanders Must Be the Money vibe. Remember that song?
Facts.
Okay.
Does he give me that vibe? Even something more crazier, because he, like I said, he's wearing these boots everywhere.
So something outrageous that's going to make people pay attention to him.
And then scroll down a little bit. I want to show you. I want you to click on this other picture. Click on that picture with him in the white by himself.
Right there.
By himself, yes. Like, what's up with how you're standing, bro? Like I'm and you still have on these boots. Like the boots are like twice as big as your whole leg. Look, like I don't understand this, man. and it's like our entertainers is like, yo, man, it just like the weirder they get, bro. It's like the more money or the more deeper the circle, the more weirder these niggas get. Like I can't even lie to you, bro. Can't even lie to you. So yeah, I mean, do I think that Antonio Brown can be a rapper? Yes. I don't know about a successful one though.
Yeah, we'll see, man. If this is something that he's about to start pursuing, I want to see what he got to say, what he got to talk about. You know, is he going to talk about his upbringing, him growing up wherever the fuck he's from? Where's Antonio Brown from? Do you know?
I think Liberty City.
Okay, so he from South Florida then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know, or is he going to be the typical rich?
I mean,
rapper?
Listening to him talk, like when he talks, he tries to be like Kanye now a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say that he might not have one real song on there, but it's just like I don't know. Like it's just a whole somebody just needs to sit down with either him or Yeezy and explain these boots. That's all I'm saying. Once we get some clarity on the boots, then we can get an understanding. Absolutely.
Yeah,
so also while we talking about sports, man, let's talk about the real side of sports. But also, it seems that this guy has really faded away. You know, you really tried to make a stand. You kneeled, and then now niggas don't even. Where is he? Where's Colin Kaepernick? Oh, now he wants to come back to the league. So now Colin Kaepernick wants to come back to the NFL, and he's urging teams to give him a workout. Now, do I feel like the former Super Bowl, not winning, but Super Bowl competing quarterback could be one of the top 32 quarterbacks? Meaning, like, can he be like one of the if it's 32 teams? Can you be one of the? Can you be one of those quarterbacks? My answer would be yes.
Hey, Donnie, but now how long has Kaepernick been out the league? Has it been over 5 years?
Yeah, I think since 2017.
2017, so right at 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that he still is capable of performing like he was before everything started?
I think with the proper workout and training, yeah, because I seen some videos of Colin Kaepernick doing a workout.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, if he's staying in tip-top shape, why can't he? Like, why can't he outform a Marcus Mariota? Like, let me ask you a question.
I take Cap over Mariota, but I'm not really. I ain't even gonna say that because I'm not really that familiar with Mariota.
But you'll be willing to give him a tryout.
I'd be willing to give Cap a shot though.
Right, but do you think it's about time that Kaepernick gets his shot now? Based on all you watch football, like I said, you might not know every.
I don't think he should have been banned anyway, though.
Facts. But what I'm saying is, do you think, based on your knowledge of football, of all the teams that's in football, you don't think that he can either be a starter or a backup on any one of these teams?
Yeah, either or. Yeah.
So there's no reason why he need to keep asking and clamoring to get back into the NFL. When is somebody going to just invite him to a camp? I think this is showing the ultimate race card with the NFL, because at the end of the day, they won. Cap took a low settlement amount, bro. He did not break the bank on that settlement with the NFL, right?
And because he took that settlement, he will not work for these people again.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, they're still showing that you're always going to be our little boy, or basically a little boy. Once the smoke clears, guess what? You're still not going to be in the NFL. And I think that's really what happened. Look at all the momentum Colin Kaepernick had, right? And to go from all that momentum to now you can't even get looked at in the NFL. It goes to show you something, bro.
Nobody wants to deal with the drama, man, behind his name. Like, period.
Yeah.
And then is he going to try to negotiate, his pay? Obviously, I don't think he's just going to take anything. I think he feels like his talent is worth something, and that may be more than what teams are willing to offer him.
No, I think honestly he would come back for the minimum. I think he would come back for the minimum just to prove himself, right? You would have to do that after all these years, but I just don't think nobody wants that media hype, or not even media hype. I just think, like you said, since you sued us and we had to settle with you, we, as all the owners collectively, we not messing with you. Period. Point blank.
Right.
It got to be that, because like you said, the talent is there. He can go be a backup at least on any, at least half the teams in the NFL. And that brings us to, I know we didn't talk about this and we didn't have this ready in the show, but I know you can get a picture of this up. Let's bring up my man Deshaun Watson. With Deshaun Watson, obviously he had his press conference, first official press conference with the Cleveland Browns, where he addressed I feel a lot of unfair criticism, man, that they putting on this man about these 22 now civil allegations, because it's been found that criminally he will not be charged. And I hate the fact that men can't speak out and say anything, because now it's like we're not sensitive to women's needs or a woman's situation, because we're saying that are all 22 women lying. No, we're not saying that, but we want you guys to look at the facts. The facts are, soon as he came out against those Texas owners, right?
No, definitely, I understand.
Stating that he wanted to actually leave the Texans, right? Once he stated that and officially came out and demanded that he be traded, then right after that, his allegations came out.
Hey man, let me play this little video of Deshaun Watson, man.
Yeah, because he's getting flack, and that's why I was going to say he's getting flack about his response.
So you know
he's
about
maintaining, because I watched the interview,
Okay,
I watched the press conference. So he's maintaining his innocence. Like, they're like, "Yo, will you seek some type of counseling, some type of therapy?" Like, no, I'm perfectly fine. Like, I'm okay. Like, I didn't do any of this. He said, I grew up with my mother, my aunts, man. I was raised in a respectable home. I'm one of the Habitat for Humanity children. So I've always dealt in certain areas and charities and stuff like that. I'm not no evil person. I felt like they demonized this man. And I felt like that Texas owner, my personal belief is, I feel that Texas owner sent out his goons, because we all are aware that the NFL is in bed with the federal government. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because all the investigations that they do on their players, same with the NBA. Carmelo Anthony said that in a $1 million worth of game interview. He was like, that about the NBA knowing about all his different friends and what they was doing, and was telling you, like, yo, either you tell them to stop or you're going to have to cut them off, and just all type of shit. And just knowing all their records, backgrounds, all their criminal histories. Like, so the NFL and these owners have unique powers other than nobody else that you've ever seen. And I think they unleashed those powers on Deshaun Watson. And Deshaun Watson, a person that had an impeccable record, by the way, before this, an impeccable record, no problems, no issues, was not looked at as a womanizer or anything of that sort, now is being put into a situation to where, because he demanded a trade, now you're asking this man to, admit something that he didn't do. He like, yo, I didn't do this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I said this from the jump. I'm like, a man, especially a black man, that's a quarterback in the National Football League, the most popular league in America, period. He doesn't have to take anything. People are giving him things from food to clothes, shoes. Women are throwing themselves at him. There's no way that this man has to take anything.
Let me run this video, Donnie.
Go ahead, run the video.
Let me see what's going on. Because you said you saw this, right?
Yeah, but I want you to get up on it. So go ahead and check it out.
This was recently, obviously, because he just got signed.
This was his first. This was his first public interview since, since the allegations. So over a year. This is the Browns press conference that we're about to look at.
Okay.
So the Cleveland Browns, when you sign a big name or trade, whatever, you introduce them. So this is what this is that we're about to take a look at.
Circumstances is very difficult, especially for the women's side of the fans in this community. I'm not naive to that. I know these allegations is very, very serious, but like I've mentioned before, I've never assaulted any woman. I never disrespected any woman. I was raised by a single parent mom who has 2 aunties who's her sister, and that's who raised me. I was raised to be genuine and respect everyone and everything around me. So I've always defended that, and I will continue to stand on that. And I just want the opportunity to be able to show who I really am in the community and be hands-on and help people and serve other people. What I can continue to do is,
I mean, you know,
I mean, at the end of the day, man, like, what is he supposed to say? Like, you can't go in so much because they painted such a horrendous picture. You know, there's 22 allegations and, you know, all these different women, and, you know, like he really is backed into a corner. But I love the fact that the brother stayed strong throughout the whole presser.
so
The
let
whole
me.
press conference, he stayed strong the whole press conference.
This says he addresses why he has used. I'm gonna let the video play a little more because I want to see what he finna say.
tell the truth, and that is I've never assaulted or disrespected or harassed any woman in my life. Like I said before, I was raised differently. That's not my DNA. That's not my culture. That's not me as a person. That's not how I was raised. And for me, just to continue to push forward and show people that who I really am. And a lot of people haven't met me before. A lot of people haven't spoke to me before. A lot of people haven't been in the same environment as me before. And I want to continue to open that up and be able to have people, you know, come to me and be able to talk to me about, you know, certain things. I don't have a problem, you know. I don't have an issue, and that's what I've been saying from the beginning. So this situation is definitely is tough and is very difficult. But me as a having a problem going to counseling and things like that, I'm willing to talk to people about certain situations to make sure I'm not getting back in this. But like I said before, I never assaulted anyone, never disrespected anyone. I've always been respectful, and that's what I've always, you know, stood on, and that's who I am as a person. I mean, I don't have any regrets. Like I said before, the things that are off the field right now that came up, you know, caught me by surprise because I never did anything that these people are alleging.
Facts.
And I know a lot of people say that I took the year off, and I used that to be able to clear my name, like the previous 2 weeks. And just to continue to fight that, and I just continue to work and become a better person, a better player, and just a better son. You know, like my mom has always taught me.
To settle the 22 civil suits.
That's not my intent.
Hey, Donnie, before I let the rest of that play, I thought he took the year off because he just did not want to play for Houston no more. He said, "Fuck it, I'm not playing."
Yeah. I mean, he had a mutual agreement that, you know, of course. And that's why I'm saying the hard stance that the man took against the ownership, that's what's questionable. The questionable thing is, and you can see it in his face, like, that's why he's standing tall with this. He like, bro, like, this caught me by surprise. And you know, the reason why he says that he used multiple therapists is because he's saying over a 5-year period. He's been in Houston 5 years. He said
Right.
due to scheduling, and all the other stuff that comes with being an NFL quarterback, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. That's why he had to switch up some therapists and stuff of that nature. But that's over a 5-year span. It's not like he was there a year and he switched up 22 different therapists, or 2 years. This is over 5 years. Like I said, it's easy to have certain allegations come up against you, and then, mind you, all the women are represented by the same attorney. You know, so to me, man, it's a witch hunt, and that's why they threw it out of criminal.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And the man, and like they said, the man was found innocent in a court of law. He didn't even have to get charged. They didn't even have enough evidence to prosecute the man. So at the end of the day, we need to shake this narrative and not let the media paint a false picture on this man, because if they do it to him, man, they can do it to anybody.
Let's see what he say about these civil charges.
Intent is to continue to clear my name as much as possible, and that's what I'm focused on.
What kind of quarterback are the Browns getting to use?
I think I missed somewhere.
A strong leader who loves to work, who loves to make sure he uplifts everyone around.
I don't care what kind of quarterback the Brown again. Damn it. Look at this nigga smiling, y'all. So he happy. He smiled like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was the best thing. That was the best thing that could have. Hey, look, that was the best thing that could have ever happened to us. You dig? But at the end of the day, like I said, I just want to make sure that Deshaun does what he's supposed to do, man, on the field and off the field. Get a man a fair shot to be productive in the community, and let the chips fall where they may, man. But the man's been found innocent in a court of law, so like he didn't even have to go to court for it. So that's where we need to chill and really reel it back some. You feel what I'm saying? And not just blaming on this man.
Yeah, I feel you, man. Yeah, they need
You
to
feel
let
me?
that shit go, man.
Yeah, let it go, let it go, let it go.
Man.
So ultimately, also, man, I want to send my condolences to the 14-year-old. Let's move on real quick. But the 14-year-old that had the tragic situation in Florida, you know, I had my family down in Florida recently, and we went to one of their parks, and that's why this was so close to home. When it came to this young man right here, and you know, with us being bigger guys, right? Like, you know, I always been over 6 feet, I think, you know, 6 feet, always at 200. I don't never remember being 100 pounds and nothing, right? So, you know, I kind of sympathize with this guy's situation, you know, for him not to be able to, you know, get on any rides. And then all of a sudden, you know, you get let on this ride or whatever the case may be. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just it's crazy. And then looking at the father made a little video, and they were talking about how he had, you know, before getting on the ride was like, yo, just tell my folk, you know, I love them and da da da. You know, so I think, man, in a strange type of way, I think people know when they're gonna go. Like it might be only a few moments before it happens, but I think he knew that this was going to be his last ride, so to speak.
I mean, I think he knew that once he fell out the seat. Of course, he knew that because it was. I mean, you know, they talking about the ride stand at 430 feet, bro. So, you know, that's a long drop, man. You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I hate that happened to that man, bro. Because that, even though that's a short time to fall, that's a long time to think about what's happening, and you realize like, oh man, I'm fucking falling to my demise and my death. I can't believe this shit. But
Fact.
What's funny about this story is he had been denied rides at other I guess roller coasters at this amusement park because of his size.
Yeah, that's why I said, yeah.
You know, and now all of a sudden he goes to this one, and the person that's working this ride, they let him on. You know, and he couldn't properly strap himself down, so he couldn't properly secure himself in the ride, which is what led to him falling out of the seat, man. So this shit is sad, man. This shit real sad, man. I hate this happened to that man, bro. You know, I know his family going through it right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's crazy. And you know, I know he's gonna get a lot of, you know, the family will get a lot of funds. Obviously, they're gonna be cool as far as, you know, paper wise, because they're gonna be able to sue out the wazoo. You know what I mean? But you know, when you lose a son or anybody, man, that's close to you, man, money really shouldn't, you know, it's like it's a fake substance anyway. You know, it's like, here, take this money, but I'll never get to see you again, you know. It's crazy, man. For the pleasures of this world, like for something like that to happen, I need to own this park, you know, and I would want the ride to be disassembled, you know.
Why?
I don't know. I just would.
Or you wanted to be disassembled or made for bigger people? Because is obviously a warning before you walk into that and get on that. You know what I'm saying? And
I wonder how the dude feel. How do you think the dude feels who let him
crazy.
in, let him on the ride?
Probably ain't even think about it, bro. Some nigga probably see big folks get on the ride all the time. Probably none that crosses his mind. You feel me?
What do you think they did to him? You think he'll get in trouble?
He probably already fired. Yeah, definitely. Because they're gonna hit him with you should have known.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You think he'll get criminal charges?
Like, and then you know what's crazy? They're supposed to make sure you're secure. So ain't no telling. This is a weird one right here because I just thought about that. The attendee is supposed to make sure that you're secure and everything is locked. Now, if he did that, I don't know. You know,
obviously
he could have though. He could have done his job, and it did lock.
But then you think it came unlocked, and that's a malfunction problem.
That ride leans forward. It kind of like leans forward before it drops. So more weight was put on the restraints. So yeah, man, it's a little odd, man, how this shit happened.
Yeah. And like I said, man, condolences to the family. I know that's a tough one. But also, man, just to talk about real quick, man, like, and we got to go into this because this right here, I couldn't really understand why the hate was coming the way it was. But this Bow Wow and Jermaine Dupri situation, I feel, is the ultimate disrespect. But I want to know I think it's a deeper meaning to where a lot of this stuff is coming from. You know, I think this is coming from a deeper place that Bow Wow really hasn't got into because, you know, for him to say, oh, Jermaine Dupri didn't show me the game, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I think that whole generation, there wasn't too many rappers that were getting shown the game. Think about it, right? Like Snoop didn't get shown the game, right? Obviously, when he first started, he didn't get shown the game. Then nobody really showed Jermaine Dupri the game because he came in as his own boss. Like anybody who was a boss back then was already a CEO, and then they wanted to rap. You know what I'm saying? But they came in as a CEO of their own brand. It wasn't popular back then to teach rappers the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't popular to teach rappers the game on how to move and how to flip because I said this about Bow Wow. I said where Bow Wow messed up at is Bow Wow should have stayed signing child artists, children artists. He should have had other artists up under him that were kid artists to keep feeding that market.
That would have been. I think that would have worked for him.
Yes, facts.
Yeah, I definitely believe that would have worked for Bow Wow.
Where Bow Wow messed up at is where he went the fresh as I'm is route. When he went that fresh as I'm is route is where he lost everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because then he got with Birdman. He wanted to be a blood. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where he lost his core fan base. I think if he just would have focused on just building up like the younger crowd, like, you know what I'm saying? And keep feeding them younger artists and then being the CEO over those artists. You had the Scream tour, right? Like the Bow Wow, that was his brand. You know what I'm saying? So Bow Wow should have been able to continue with the Scream tour, continue with, you know what I'm saying, like bringing out other artists and stuff like that. He'd have been eating forever. Like when you look at Bow Wow's net worth, it should be no way that Bow Wow is worth under $2 million. Even if he got a couple million stash, which most people, you know, in his boat, they should have a couple dollars stash.
I don't think Bow Wow stayed working like that though. That was on him though. That's his fault.
Yeah. But I'm saying like somebody like Bow Wow, who was a child star, the first child rap star, there's no way superstar at that. Bow Wow was a superstar.
Yeah, he was. That's a fact.
There's no, because it's superstars, stars, and just, you know, you good, you know. But like, yeah, he was a superstar. So there's no way that Bow Wow shouldn't have capitalized off that. So for him to come at Jermaine Dupri, it has to be something deeper. Like, I don't know if Bow Wow's publishing and masters are still owned by Jermaine Dupri, and he just don't want to come out and say that. I'm pretty sure, you know, he's not. I'm pretty sure Jermaine still is eating off Bow Wow's catalog. Bow Wow should be mad at his mother. His mother controlled a lot of his controlled a lot of his catalog and everything, like, you know, his direction and all that. You know, Snoop met Bow Wow at a very, very, very young age. I think Snoop was messing with Bow Wow's mama. I think that's what it was. I think he slid through Columbus, messed with Bow Wow's mama, and you know, that's where the relationship started. But I don't think Bow Wow would have made the same impact with Snoop as he would have made with Jermaine Dupri. No way, no how. The world was not ready for a a child rapper to be cussing and banging and stuff. And I think that's what Snoop would have had Bow Wow on.
Yeah, probably would have, because Bow Wow was cussing on the Doggy Style album.
Facts.
So yeah. But I think it was a good move for Bow Wow though. JD had he already had experience with the child rapper, and he did very well with them. Just as he did very well with Bow Wow.
Right. And but I think it's a dark thing that people don't talk about. And we know about that, right? We know about the Chris Stokes, we know about the Quincy Jones, we know about who else? I'm missing somebody. Who handles children acts.
What they got to do with
well, because I'm about to say this, I'm about to go deep, right? I think you got to understand, Bow Wow got with JD at a very young age, right? Now, remember, Criss Cross, man, did not turn out too well afterwards dealing with JD. Both of the Criss Cross members went through a lot, and they speak of different abuses and stuff that they went through when they were with So Def. So I really think Bow Wow went through some things, some strange things for a piece of change. Like, come on, man. It's a lot of suspect video out there about Bow Wow. Like, if I can go back and just pull up certain videos and, certain mannerisms and just certain things that my man be doing, it was kind of crazy. So with Bow Wow, I think it might be something more deeper. It might be like, bro, you really took advantage of me and didn't really give me the game for real. Because that should have been the game. Like you said, like what I just said about Bow Wow recruiting other artists and building up that childhood brand and focusing on those type of artists and not trying to make young artists into adult artists. Like that's the problem with the game now. You know what the problem with the game is that now we're looking for the youngest kid, and instead of putting them in the child lane, like how when Bow Wow and Romeo and all them were out, now we're trying to take the youngest kid and put him in the adult lane. Like, you dig what I'm saying? We want the 12-year-old busting the pistols, already dealing with women, selling dope. Like, that's what we looking for in the mainstream, instead of looking for a childhood rapper that can cater to childhood thoughts, emotions, and feelings, right? Like, that's what we had back in the day that's missing now. Think about it. We had the Bow Wows, we had the ABCs, we had the Criss Cross. We had all these different groups and solo acts that catered to a certain demographic. Now we don't have that. We have the young cats being the savages and the drill rappers and all that type of stuff, the demons. Like, who's catering to that lane? There's nobody catering to that lane. That lane along with R&B has both been wiped out.
I agree.
Like, those are the two things that I feel like in the game that have been completely wiped out. Because can you think of anybody that's in the child lane since Bow Wow and Romeo? Like, which one? And let's keep it a beam. Which was a multi-million-dollar lane. Both of those dudes were going platinum.
Yeah, you only got one person. It's a white guy. He's huge though. The Kid Leroy. Yeah. They got songs with a couple rappers, Bieber. But like I said, he white though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm hip. I've heard of him. But I'm just saying, as far as our people though, for our people,
Lil Yachty probably was the last one. For real.
But like you said, Lil Yachty talking about all type of stuff I wouldn't want my child to listen to.
He was not using curse words on his first album though.
I still don't think
no cussing type rapper.
It's still, all I'm saying is this: put Bow Wow's first album on versus Lil Yachty's first album, and listen to the content, cussing or no cussing, and you'll see a drastic difference. That's all I'm saying.
Facts. I already know.
So what I'm saying is that that's the lane. Well, maybe we need to start that lane, because that's the lane that needs to come back, along with good R&B. Like real mainstream R&B. I know you can still find it, whatever. You can find a lot of things. Like, I can find a rock underneath a rock. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, I want good mainstream R&B to come back. and I want us to revive the lane for our children so they can have good music to listen to. Like I was listening to this one song that's out that's supposed to be catered to children, right? And it's like a little dance song, but to me, it reminds me of a twerk song, which we're going to get into shortly. But it reminds me of a twerk song. And I'm like, yo, so the kids dance to this and like this is like a little twerk little song and stuff. Why are we letting our kids listen to this? And it's crazy how these type of things are influencing our kids because they don't have the Bow Wow lane anymore. But I think Bow Wow, you know, I think he was very disrespectful for coming at Jermaine like that. I understand you want to get back under Snoop. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. And I know you want your last album to come out on Death Row. But nobody's going to respect that part of you, Bow Wow. No matter how hard you try, no matter how thug you talk. And I mean this with all due respect. I'm not saying I'm the toughest guy. But what I'm saying is that your life has been documented, dude. Like, people associate tough with struggle. I don't, you know, it's a unique thing. I understand that really has nothing to do with it because you can be the most spoiled kid in the world and take kickboxing and martial arts, and you'll kick anybody's ass. It doesn't matter if they're in the hood or not. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So I never understood that assumption, but that's what our society associates toughness with.
What, being able to fight?
We associate toughness with struggle.
Yeah, no.
Like if you're,
but toughness has nothing to do with being able to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying?
No, facts. But
right,
what I'm saying is that we associate toughness with struggle. Like you when I look at Bow Wow, if Bow Wow came out like Lil Wayne, like he from Holly Grove, like he from the hood, like, you know, that type thing, you would give Wayne a little bit. Wayne would be more believable. Like, for instance, right? Let's keep it a bean.
Because he's more of a it's more of a survivor.
Wayne, exactly. Bow Wow and Wayne both came out as children kind of rappers, right?
Right.
Wayne always could be, he morphed and was able to keep ascending because he was able to make you feel that he was gangster. Bow Wow was never able to make you feel that he was gangster. And that's why when he went to that lane, he fell on his face. And when he fell on his face, now, I think if anything, you need to get back with Jermaine Dupri and y'all need to listen to what we saying, and y'all need to go focus on the childhood acts. Because I know y'all had growing up hip hop in Atlanta and all that type of situation, but that situation still was a situation where y'all trying to turn young rappers, into adult rappers, like to where they're playing in adult environments. Like, nah, man, give us some Bow Wow. Nigga, when I went to an adult club when Bow Wow was out, like back in the day, or whatever the case may be, Bow Wow never played in an adult club. You know what I'm saying? Period, point blank.
I don't think so. No. Yeah, I can't remember for real. I can't even remember half of the music that was playing in the clubs back in the day.
I think we might have heard Fresh as I'm Is or that Marco Polo with
that was probably because that's later on though.
Yeah,
he's pretty much grown. He's grown now. You know what I'm saying? When he made that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. He needs to focus back on that side, but I don't think he needs to take shots at JD.
He don't. Yeah,
unless it's something else, like I said, you want to talk about. Because like I said, man, I always was a firm believer that JD, Chris Stokes, the Quincy Joneses, all those type of dudes, man, to deal with the children acts and stuff like that, they be on a different type of time. I hate to say, man. They be on a different type of time. And maybe it's something he in his core of heart of hearts why he doesn't like JD.
It's gonna come out.
Yeah. That's why I said, because it really came out of nowhere. Like, this whole little situation came out of nowhere with JD. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's more to it. Hopefully JD speaks on it. But they definitely need to elaborate a lot more, because I'm left to assume. I'm only left to assume. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, that's just my take on it, man. But ultimately, man, you know we can't leave y'all, man, without the fuckery, man. And obviously the fuckery holds no bounds, bears no witness. Young, old, white, black, Hispanic, mutt, whatever. Everybody partakes in the fuckery. Now the fuckery, man, that we about to pull up, man, to me kind of disgusts me at my heart. And this is why I think this culture is not going to recover, because now this shit has really affected our women, right? Now, when we're in a certain situation or in certain environments, we gotta put our adults hat on, right? We can't get into the mode of being like we're just some young ratchet, and we gonna let our hair down, so to speak. But to me, let me get a little deep real quick. This is the level of shit that I be talking about, because this is the level that we didn't have and the connection we didn't have with our parents. My mother and father didn't listen to hip hop, right? Now my mother liked a little hip hop later on, but my father never liked the hip hop, and they came in a different musical era, right? When hip hop came about, that was our generation, that was our baby, right? So we've grown with hip hop. That's why a 40-year-old nigga can listen to a 20-year-old nigga if he make a hot track. You feel me? And with hip hop is where this is all stemming from. So follow where I'm going with this shit. The reason why the mothers, or what we're about to witness, are doing what they're doing is because we're all the product of this one big thing. You know what I'm saying? This one big generation, of this music. Like there was no cutoff, and it went to another generation of music. It went from old school R&B, and then it's been hip hop, and then a duration of hip hop ever since to what we got now. So that's why a 40-year-old or 45, I say 45 and down, 45-year-old can relate to a 19-year-old, or can be around certain environments because of the music. So what we're about to see, I feel, is just a prime example of why hip hop has erased the respect between young and old. Real talk.
Hey, that song make women want to twerk.
Yeah, I mean, it's all good, and like I said, it's all good, but it can't be it has to be in the right environment, man. Like,
look at that thing, look at that little thing jiggle right there.
Yeah, and that's a parent though.
That's a parent in front. Look, the kids hype too.
Yeah, the kids hype, of course. You already know the dudes is hype because they like shit. Like, that's what I'm trying.
Booty rocking everywhere.
This is what I'm saying, man. So we can't think that this is okay, man. We can't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might think it's innocent fun, but it's really a situation to where what's the message that you putting out behind this? You basically saying that, look, this is what we do. Like the first thing a woman is doing now is twerking her ass. And it's like, what do you think that you're gonna?
What do you mean by the first thing?
Like the first thing you do is twerk your ass. Like the first thing we see a lot of women when they get on the gram or they're out promoting themselves or whatever, they're showing their ass. So it's like,
do you think they do that because they know people like to see that, and it garners attention?
Right, but when it garners a certain attention, and then you try to either expose or get mad at the attention, I feel like that's the part I don't psychologically get. When, like, right now you gyrating on the gym floor, you got everybody looking like, oh, okay, this is what it is. But that's what I'm saying. The 36, the 37, the 38, the 39, all still going to the club. 40, 41. That didn't happen back in the day. Like hip hop has made it cool.
What do you mean? Hold on. So you saying 40-year-olds weren't going?
They were going to 40-year-old clubs, meaning like this, right? Our music, since it's so ratchet, that's a classic song, right? Like that's a song that was out when we were about to graduate high school. So
after, nigga, that came out in 99. I was already out of high school.
Yeah, I graduated in 99. Shout out to 99. That's class of 99. So this was like graduating. I remember when this came out. So like this is our old school. Like our old school is Juvenile. If I listen to 400 Degrees, that's my old school.
That's my old school music.
That's my old school. When my father's and mother's old school is Marvin Gaye, Luther Vandross.
That's old school. That's our old school too, though. That's still old school.
But that's their old school. Like our old school now, because now you got to think, Juvenile, this song is now over 20 years old. So therefore, this is considered, just like if I pulled up in a Park Avenue, that wouldn't be my father's old school. That would be my old school for my generation. If I pulled up in an 85 Park Avenue or Regal, you know what I'm saying? I'm in an 80 Cutlass or something. That's more my school than my father's school. You feel what I'm saying? My father would be the old school, the Cadillacs. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like something of that nature.
So you're separating the old schools by the generations. That's
correct. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. So these women were just grooving to their old school, because at the end of the day, these parents, you got to think about it, right? These parents can be 35, 30, 34 years old. Like we go online right now, it's women that's 35 and they kicking it like they in their 20s. Like 35 is not the old school 35 how it was. These women can be 30. These mothers could be 35 years old, 36, 37 years old. You know what I'm saying? If this is high school and their daughter's about to get ready to graduate or in 11th grade, they could be 35, 36 years old. That's technically in the hip hop era, very young. Because now niggas you can really kind of push it to you about 45. You can push it to you about 45 because it's like the generations are extending, because the hip hop generation refuses to go into the whole lot of keys on the ring. You know what I'm saying? Going off into retirement type mode like that. Our generation refuses to do that. So therefore, I feel like that's where you got the extension. And this is why you parents feel that it's okay to do this in the gym in front of kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like psychologically, could you imagine your mother doing this?
No.
Exactly. Me either. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. But
now can I imagine my mother doing something similar? Yeah. Whatever they did back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, whatever they did back in the day, but we seen what they did back in the day. What, the electric slide? The Cupid shuffle? I mean, like what are we talking about?
Doing the butt.
The butt. Can I keep it a bean?
You know what I'm saying?
Can I keep it a bean?
You remember the butt?
Can I keep it a bean?
Keep
the butt. If you pull up the year the butt came out, that's not your mother's generation, dog. That's our generation. The butt came out in the 90s.
Was it the
so
90s?
That's when I'm a teenager, dog. My mother, she wasn't listening to stuff that I was listening to. That's something that was made for me.
Yeah, but I don't know. Our parents were listening to that kind of sound.
Man, the only thing my mother listened to that might have been looked at is kind of crazy is maybe, and my brother told me this, was Rick James. You know, a lot of people like Rick James.
Why is Rick James why is he look?
I mean, because Rick James, you know, my brother told me, man, he took my brother, God bless her dead, with my mom, he took my mother to a Rick James concert. And they went to the Rick James concert. He was like, man, I had to hold mom's back. He was like, all the women throwing panties on the stage, Rick James gyrating, got a fake dick on, and all type of tough shit. Like, so that might have been, so that's what I'm saying. So that might have been that, you know, because I'm not saying that people back in the day didn't party, do drugs. I'm not saying all that. It's just they didn't have cameras to show it, right? But what I'm saying is I could not imagine my mother doing that in high school in front of the gym. Period, point blank. And my mother was a fly chick.
But you know what I'm saying?
Not
supposed to, though. You're not supposed to. Like, kids now couldn't imagine their mother doing anything. They just do it. You know what I'm saying?
No. I beg to differ. I think
my son couldn't imagine some of the shit his mom would probably do, bro. He'd be like, nah, not my mom's.
Well, I think that, I mean,
nah.
Okay,
bro.
put it like this. Let me ask you this.
Kids feel like that.
Can I ask you a question? Like how do we feel like that when mothers are twerking in front of their kids on the gram? So if you twerking in front of, like, for instance, I bet you the same parents that were in that gym doing what they were doing have twerked in front of their kids at home or did whatever. So if they did that and showed moves at the crib or got on the gram or TikTok or anything like that, doing that type of shit, then if I was a kid, I could imagine my mother doing that, and I would encourage her to do it out of ignorance because that's my generation.
If you're a boy, you're embarrassed in the bleachers right now. If you're a girl, you're gonna grow up twerking. It is what it is.
Facts. This is what I'm saying, and that's the scary part about it.
No, what's scary about it if it's a boy and his mom out there and he like, yeah, mama, give me a couple more years, I'm gonna be able to shake my ass. They're like that. That's what's scary about it.
Facts.
I'm gonna leave that at that. You know what I'm saying?
Because like you said, twerking is universal.
Twerking is at an all-time high. It seems like that's the only thing women can do, but I understand because I like to see it. I like to see them butt cheeks jiggling.
Yeah.
So I can't even say it wrong, bro.
I think all men like to see that, right? Like I think we all
and
like to
women.
see it. Women like to see it too. People like to see it, but at the same time, it lets off pheromones, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You bring that. What type of attention are you bringing with that? That's what I'm saying. It's like it over sexualizes the male by doing that. Like that's like your mating call. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, so what I'm saying is that
I wish I had one twerking right here next to me. And
what I'm saying is I don't understand.
I can smell everything coming from down there.
What I'm saying is I don't understand why a parent felt that was appropriate to do in the front of.
I agree with you. They shouldn't have been doing that. You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like the reason why is because, like I said, man, that's like our old school. It's like anybody that's like 40 and 45 and down, that's like your old school right there. The juveniles, and then and then that's built into New Orleans culture. Like, you can't tell nobody from New Orleans on the bounce, like the bounce and the twerk, all that came from New Orleans. It's just now global, like, you know what I'm saying now, but all that comes from New Orleans. Like, coming from my man's wedding over the summer, that's the main thing that they all was doing. Like, that's what they do. They shake and they gyrate, and that's just what they do. And so I don't think, I don't know. It's just like I said, I think it's just being marketed the wrong way. Because twerking's always been around. It was around when we were growing up. We had yin yang in this thing. Yin yang in this thing. Like, we had we had the whistle while you twerks, and we had all that stuff. It just wasn't, like I said, it just wasn't where everybody was doing it. Now everybody does it. You could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be an athlete, you could be a stripper. Like, it's everywhere. It doesn't matter who you are. Like, we're being taught that, like, this is acceptable. Like, you can twerk and it's cool. It doesn't take away from who you are or whatever. And I think that's where we're showing it's bad at. And looking at that just shows where we're going, because this is the next generation of moms, bro. Like, that's why I'm glad I got a child's mother that's kind of like old school fashion. Because I wouldn't know how to act if my child mother got on camera and twerked.
She's traditional.
Yeah, like that to me is just like, I don't know, bro. Like, it's crazy. Like, when you think about it, like I said, we just so desensitized to twerking. It's like we're just supposed to accept it. But I just think it's just getting out of control. Like, we have to. It has to be something like shake your titties or something like that. Like, it got to be something like why is everything got to be?
Well, what it is, my nigga, it's always gonna be somebody that's willing to do the most outrageous shit, my nigga. This is just 3 women, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like it's a whole.
But they probably had a waiting list. Well, how we know?
They probably were the only volunteers, because they shape, all of them got different shapes and sizes. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
It's always gonna be a bad apple out the bunch, my nigga. Someone that doesn't make the best decisions.
Facts.
So it is what it is, dog. You feel me?
Definitely, man. Definitely. But that's our fuckery, man. We wanted to give it to you, man. Y'all judge it how y'all want to judge it. We appreciate y'all for tapping in with us, like always, man, on our DeadBolt ATL live stream podcast. Y'all make sure y'all tap in on all our other platforms too, man. Trav, man, you can go ahead and give it to them.
You can listen to our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Google Podcasts. Also, make sure you go to Facebook, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and make sure right here on YouTube, you hit that like button, turn on that motherfucking notification bell so you will know whenever we go live or whenever we drop something, man. Make sure y'all look out for Don Peoplez doing this thing on the channel. Let's talk about it. You're dropping content almost every day on what's going on out here.
You know it, man. Y'all already know every time, man. Make sure y'all tap in with us. We're going to bring this back to you, man. We're going to run it back next week. It's your boy Don Peoplez and Trav. DeadBolt. Gone.